Okay guys, welcome back to the latest episode. It's your boy Jay, taking you through all the things we did over last week. You guys are gonna see a lot of updates to the walls, you're gonna see updates to the kitchen, you're gonna see updates to the bathrooms. So we're gonna take you through space by space and show you what they look like. Let's go. Okay guys, we're in the kitchen. I want to show you some of the stuff that we've done. First big thing, obviously, we ripped out all the cabinets here. Now, some people would say like, what's wrong with those cabinets? There's absolutely nothing wrong with those cabinets per se. However, we're in a neighborhood that we're gonna sell this house for top dollar. And when you have a house that you're gonna sell for top dollar, you wanna make sure that the finishes, fixtures, cabinets all match the neighborhood that you're doing your renovations in. Well, these cabinets in particular had a really old dated style to them. So by ripping them out, putting in something new, it just makes it look that much better when we go to sell the house. So now that all that stuff's been gone, we have our tile that's been ripped out as well. That's where you see all the glue marks from, or essentially where all the bonding was attached to the tile and stuck to the wall. Now that that's gone, we also exposed some of the wiring. Some of these were for overhead lights or like a wall sconce above. Once we get that swapped out for a newer light and a newer cabinet, it's gonna look really great in the end. Another thing, a lot of our gas appliances that we have here were in really good shape, so we're trying to save them. One of the things that you're always gonna make sure you need to do is save where you can. Some people are gonna say, well, why didn't you save the cabinets? Everything is gonna be a personal choice. For me, my personal choice is do the big things and change those because it makes the biggest impression for the eye. When it comes to appliances are already very expensive, so save whatever you can if you know you can save it. Something I wanna make sure you guys do is always take account of what size cabinets that you ripped out if you're gonna be replacing them. Here's why that's important. Right here was a 36-inch wide cabinet. Why does that matter? Well, this is centered under the window. And it also matters because all of the plumbing and the electrical needs to fit inside that cabinet. If you have a cabinet that's say 33 and it lands like this, well, guess what? Your outlet's on the outside, so now your garbage disposal, everything else that you need to be serviced underneath is not gonna be able to make it underneath. So always take into account for your sizes, and you also need to account for the fact that wherever your range is, as well as your sink itself, all the cabinets in between need to equate so that the distance of where they land matches where exactly they come out from the wall. It's a really small thing, but man, is it gonna cost you so much money if you get it wrong. Okay guys, we are inside the dining room. Here's why the dining room matters. And it's not just the dining room, it's just the walls themselves and the ceilings. Look up, what do you notice? See how you have all these flat spots and you also have all the shiny spots? Well, the reason why you have that is because when the painters come in here, if you have a ceiling that's eggshell, if it's satin, it doesn't really work very well on your ceilings because it exposes everything. Every imperfection, you're gonna see it. So what you're gonna wanna do is get flat. So all the areas where there's some patches that are done, because it's flat, it hides, at least it masks some of those imperfections that you would get that just naturally happen when you have humans servicing a wall or a ceiling of any kind. So flat on your ceilings, satin on your walls, always gonna make a big difference. All right, y'all, we are now back inside the living room. I wanna show you guys some of the things that I always do whenever I buy a new house. I'll always put in these high efficiency LED lights. The reason why I put those in, one, cost is really, really good. Two, they have really great brightness. This is a 6-inch light. A 6-inch light is gonna have a lot more kick out of light, which is gonna make your space look that much brighter and really nice. A third thing, on the back of these lights, actually if you're up on the lights, let me show you guys. There's actually a temperature control. So if you guys see some of those houses and you walk in and you're you're like, God, the lights in here look orange, right? Or they look, oh, they're so bright, they're too white. What I love about this is a great way to control the temperature of the light that you want to put in your house so you can dictate what color you want your rooms to be. Really, really great way to very efficiently and very cost effectively change the lighting in your house without spending a lot of money. All right, the next thing I want to talk about really quickly are these windowsills. So something that I noticed with the last windowsill that we had, stone stopped short of the window. It looked really bad. And the reason why is because these windowsills are longer than 6 feet, just barely. Well, a typical stone is about a 6-foot piece of stone that you're gonna get, and they specifically make them in 6-inch dimensions, usually make them in 4-inch dimensions. When you have something that's a little bit longer, you're gonna have to cover that somehow. Put wood, put caulking. It just doesn't look professional. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're just gonna most likely put a wood sill down, and I can already hear it. Oh, you can't put a wood sill. What if your window leaks? Well, if your window's leaking, the problem is not your windowsill, it's your window. But these are windows that have been installed for quite a few years now, and the windows have not had any leaking problems according to the previous owner, so I'm not really concerned about windows leaking. So we'll get a nice wood sill that gets put down right here, and it's gonna look great in the end. You really don't have to worry about anything. Okay guys, we are inside the bathroom. Let me show you some of the changes that we have done. If you guys remember, along the top edge here had a really weird diamond shape. I'll cut that so you guys can see what that looks like right now. What we did was we ripped off that top section just because it looked so old. And I hate when things look really old, especially when you're going with a really modern finish on the interior and on the modern finish for everything else. So after ripping all that out, we got the same size tile, went to a big box store, put in the new tile to match the old. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish putting all the grout in. Once the grout is in, we're actually gonna be sealing all of this a nice white finish so that it's nice and consistent. It's gonna look amazing. So something that I also do a lot of times is I'll put like this black detail along some of the bathrooms that I'm doing. In this particular instance, maybe because of the size of the white on the edge, I don't really love it all that much. So what I'll probably end up doing is just spraying everything white and making it look good, because even if I would've got this in black or white, it still would've been the same thing anyway. Another thing, all the doors, if you guys remember, doors have been taken down. Now that those doors are down, to me, I feel like it increased the size of the bathroom. Something that I get with a lot of these bathrooms that are guest bathrooms where they put glass doors in them, it just makes them feel really tight. So for me, as soon as I get them out of the space, I've now increased the visual and the perception of the size of the bathroom, which helps make you feel like the bathroom's a little bit bigger. Last thing, if you look down here, we have our bathroom tile installed. This is another one that I got in a big box store. What I love about it is a large format tile. With large format tiles, you don't have to spend so much time putting in all the little individual pieces trying to make it look really nice. This one, because of its size, it goes down really easily, and it's a lot more cost effective because you're not spending so much time doing things individually. We are now inside the guest bedroom. Some changes that took place in here. If you look up, we actually moved over the AC vent, which is currently on this side here. It used to be located right underneath the fan. Well, some people might ask, like, what's the problem with putting it directly under the fan? Well, it's a much more efficient use if your AC vent or your drop is on the outside, so that now when the fan circulates the air, it can more effectively move the cold air throughout the room. So by doing that little change, it makes a big difference. Another thing, we're gonna be putting down new laminate floors, new luxury vinyl plank floors. When those luxury vinyl plank floors go in, removing the baseboard is gonna be key, because once the floors go in, the baseboard goes on top. Otherwise, you have a really ugly shoe mold that goes around. It just doesn't really look so great. The problem is, we were planning to save those baseboards, put them on after the flooring went down, because it would have been a cost savings. Well, turns out, if you guys look, it might be a little difficult to see, but you have several circles along the bottom of the wall. Now, what those those circles were, they actually came from where there was the glue behind the baseboard itself. Why they glued baseboard to the wall, I don't know. Usually you would just shoot it in with like a nailer. So now that all that came down, all those baseboards broke as they were being removed. Great. So what that means is we're gonna put brand new baseboards in. Benefit, it's gonna be beautiful. The negative is that you just have to pay more money. When it's all said and done, it's gonna look great. We're selling the house for a really high value, so it'll be worthwhile in the end. It's just some of those things you have to take into account when some people do things and they don't listen, or when you just have someone do things really improperly and then you gotta go back and fix it. Okay guys, we are now inside the main bedroom. Very similar to the last room, not a whole lot in terms of what's being renovated, but there are changes. We had the AC vent moved over here from the center of the room. Now the air is gonna circulate much better. We had all of our baseboards ripped out around the edges, just like in the last one too. Again, it had a lot of the glue, so all of our baseboards are broken, so we'll put brand new baseboards down over there. We're gonna have our luxury vinyl plank down on our floors. And let's swing you guys around, show you the bathroom. Couple changes, looks great. Okay guys, we are now inside the main bathroom. It is so tight in this space, but let me show you some of the changes that we've done to help people distract from the size and focus on the detail and the design. So first thing we did, we ripped out all the top tile, which was that diamond pattern. It looked so bad. Now that we've put the same size tile in, we're gonna have it grouted. Once it's grouted, we're gonna spray it all white. It's gonna look phenomenal. Next thing we did, we changed out the shower pan. I went with this shower pan tile because I wanted something that was simple, that would also look good in terms of a number of different options when it came to the vanity and a wallpaper that I'm considering right now. This penny round tile, I believe, is around $4 or $5 a square foot, which is a phenomenal price. And it also is gonna look good in the end once everything is all finished. We have a brand new curb that's been put down, and we also have a floor that's consistent with the rest of the house. This particular floor, I also got in a big box store along with a lot of my other materials. It matches the other bathroom, and it saves me time to trying to figure out every single tile option that I'm gonna put. Keep it consistent throughout your house, save yourself some money, save yourself some time. So in the next update, I'm gonna show you guys the vanity that's been picked out. I'm gonna show you all the faucets and fixtures that go along with it, and you're gonna get a much better sense of what the bathroom looks like in the end. So stay tuned. Okay guys, that wraps up this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you tune in next week for some of the changes that are gonna take place. We're gonna go over the final paint that we're gonna be doing, one for the walls and ceilings, but also we're gonna be going over some stuff with the floors, the bathroom, the kitchen, as well as some of the exterior. So until next time, make sure you guys follow me at jabrams on Instagram and right here on YouTube, and like and follow for content just like this. Remember, this is your source for all things design and real estate, so be sure to tune in. Let's go.